Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Chasing Psychological Safety. We are talking today about this same topic that I've been on and on for the last couple of weeks because we can't ignore it and we can't pretend it's been talked about enough. It's far from enough. We are undoubtedly in the midst of beginning a mental health emergency. So, what we're looking at is one in every three people in England are being currently medicated for either depression or anxiety. So please consider those are only the people that have actually taken the step to go speak to a doctor. Everyone else that hasn't does not mean that they aren't depressed or anxious. It just means that they haven't taken that step yet. So the numbers are likely incredibly higher. And if you couple that with the clear signals that the workplace is in absolute shambles, and we have that statistic that we've spoken about the other week, where 46% of people are feeling like 48% of people in America and 37 in Europe are feeling like they don't wish their job on their worst enemy. If you combine the two, what we're looking at is the start of a genuine widespread and thoroughly dangerous moment. We have pre-existing, pre-pandemic existing, if you wish, conditions, and then we have the pandemic on top, and then we have this period of tremendous instability, insecurity, ambiguity, and workplace chaos that we are all feeling we are in the midst of. So irrespective if you're feeling settled at your job or you feel like nothing really happened for you, you cannot be impervious to the noise of the market around you, the many conversations on the Great Resignation, the many bits and pieces on quiet quitting, the things that have been discussed on LinkedIn, the topics on the 4 days week, the Twitter firings, all of those things. You don't have to be in an industry such as the future of work or in technology to know about them. It's impossible to go through life without having a view as to what's happening in the workplace. And that knowledge only adds to this generalized sense of things aren't right, things are not stable. We can't settle into routines, we can't focus on performance, we can't even really talk about productivity because we are really in the midst of this haze. And as I've said many, many times before, once we acknowledge the size of the mental health crisis, we need to start doing something about it. And the doing something about it has to be empower people to do something about it. There's no magic pill, there's no magic button that an enterprise can push so that we feel better from these points of view. It's going to be taking a concerted effort from both the enterprise and the individual before we'll feel better. And facilitating that effort is what the enterprise has to do and has to do fast. But equally, once they have done that, once they have put in place mechanisms and tools and the permission and the context for us humans to do our work, there has to be what I would call a resurgence of personal responsibility when it comes to our own well-being at work. And the bulk of that will have to be focused around understanding the need and the importance of doing the human work ourselves. And again, that human work is split into two big categories, one being the teamwork and one being the me work, is what we call them. So the teamwork side of things, you're going to need tools such as our dashboard that allow you to see collectively as a team what your behaviors are like and allows you to understand the triggers and change those behaviors by doing targeted team actions. And then there's a bulk of work that needs to be done at an individual level, at a me level, at a you personally level. And no one can replicate that work. No, whereas the teamwork is a little bit more fun. It's being done together. It might live on a retro. It might give us a better understanding of each other. It has immediate effects of instant gratification in terms of work. The me work has no real immediate effects. It takes a long time. It's hard slog. Part of it is increasing our EQ. part of it is taking care of ourselves physically, and part of it is taking care of ourselves mentally and emotionally. And doing that consistently as part of our jobs has to become the norm for everyone. So there's no more excuses to doing the human work. As enterprises, we need to facilitate it and mandate it. And as human beings, we need to take on the work and say, we have to do this. I'm going to have to pick that up for a client. So I'll see you next week. Bye.